Hey, how's it going? David Taub here with Epic Guitar Instruction. Hope all is going well, and I hope your guitar and musical journeys are going famously. Today you're going to learn the song Best of My Love for one acoustic guitar. This is by the Eagles from their 1974 record On the Border. And I'm going to try to give you the best transcription for one guitar to make it the fullest sounding. Now we're going to be in standard tuning, so go ahead and tune your guitars low to high, E, A, D, G, B, and E. A big question with this song is if you listen to the original recording is how did he get that sound, right? And here's the secret. What the Eagles did for that sound of the guitars in Best of My Love is they layered guitars on top of each other, and they used one guitar in standard tuning, and that's what we're going to be playing. The other guitar is in what's called a Nashville or high string tuning. And what that is you remove the low four strings, the E, A, the D, and the G, and then you replace them with super light gauge strings. And then when you tune an octave higher than you normally would. So this gives you a really bright and chimey sounding guitar. So what they did was they used one guitar in that Nashville tuning, and they panned it to the one side in the stereo mix, and they used a standard tune guitar on the other side and panned it the other way in the stereo mix. And then when you combine both of them together, you get that sound, which kind of sounds like a 12-string guitar. And in fact, when they play the song live, a lot of times Glenn Frey would play a 12-string. And hey, before we get rocking, could you do me a huge favor? Please subscribe to the channel. You know, subscribing to the channel, that really helps us to keep bringing the content, as well as then you'll be notified when I have new lessons out. Also, leave a comment below. Let me know how you like this lesson, what lessons you'd like to see coming up. And if you like this lesson, please click the like button. Give it a thumbs up, share it, and thank you so much for your support. Now, song structure-wise, it's a lot of repeated parts. The song starts with an intro, which is the same chord progression as the verses. There's 3 verses in the song, and they're all the same. The verses are followed by a pre-chorus, so there's 3 of those, and those are all the same chord progression-wise. The chorus in the song, that's basically the part, oh, well, sweet darling, you get the best of my love, right? There's a chorus, then there's a bridge section of the song, and then there's an outro for the song, which is basically a variation of the chorus. So that's all the parts. So the song starts off with the intro. Let me play it for you, then I'll go back and I'll explain the chords, the strumming, and the embellishments. Verse 1. We're in the key of C major, and the song kind of is based off of doing these hammer-on chords to create this melody, and he does it on both chords in the intro and verses. Alright, so you're going to have to get good at that technique. Here's how I play it. Think of it like this. Think of it like a C chord, C major, and then if you add your pinky to the low E string at the 3rd fret, that's C over G. I like playing the song with that chord because, again, it gives it this really full richness. Now, if you're not familiar with that or that's not comfortable, just do it with a C chord. All right, but what you're going to have to do is hammer on. So what I'm doing is I'm leaving my 3rd and 4th finger down on the A and the low E string. So that's kind of like a C major 9 chord. All the other strings open, and then I'm hammering onto the C chord, the C major chord, with my 1st finger and my 2nd finger. So you get that sound. So you're hammering on with these 2 fingers after the strum. So it's kind of like you do the strum on the C major 9, then come down with just those 2 fingers while you holding these 2. These 2 don't move. That's the move. Might take you a little bit to get down. Just those 2 strings, that's the sound you want to get if you want to practice it. Right? So here it is. Alright, now let me show you the strum pattern. The whole strum pattern for this song is based off of this 8th note strum. We're going to use it throughout the song. Down, down, up, up, down, up. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 2 and 3 and 4 and down, down, up, up, down, up. Alright, that's the strum we're going to use throughout the song. So, what you want to do on these chords, and the next chord I'll show you in a second, but it's the same technique, just a different chord, is down hammer, which I'll show you when I write it out as a DH. Down hammer, then another down. Up, up, down, up. Alright, so you're doing the strum as I described, but you're doing it with a hammer on. If I slow it down, down hammer, down, up, down, up. That's what you want to get good at. Okay? Now, the second chord he plays is this one. Same technique with the hammer on, we're just changing chords. So this chord here you're going to play is based off of this, which we're going to call a D minor 9. Some people might call that an F major 7 over A because of the open A string. But we're going to call it a D minor 9. And the reason is because when the bass guitar enters on that downbeat, he plays an open D note. So that open D really establishes that chord as D minor 9, because that's open E string. So we'll call it D minor 9. See, because there's the bass note, right? So there it is. But what he does is, if you take off again your first and second finger, so you're just playing the open A, and then you're playing the 3rd fret on that D string, and the rest of the strings open. We're going to call that chord D6 sus4 over A. Going forward, for brevity's sake, I'll just say D6. So that's what I mean when you're going to say D6. It's actually D6 sus4 over A, because there's that A and high E and B string in that chord. So what he does is he plays that with his first finger, and then you come down with your first finger on the 1st fret of the B string and your second finger on the 2nd fret of the G string. And there it is, down hammer on that 2nd chord. So you're getting this. If I just do it on those 2 strings, right? You do them together. Okay, same exact technique thing on both chords with the strum. All right, same strum pattern. I put both of them together slow. All right, and then he repeats it. He does that twice for the intro. Verse 1, it's the same exact progression, chord progression as the intro. You're going to play that C major 9 to C, and you do that twice. That's every night I'm lying in bed. Now when it goes holding you close to my dreams, you change to the D6, and again you hammer that to that D minor 9. Holding you close to my dreams, you do it twice. Right? And then you do it again, thinking about all the things that we said, and then and coming apart at the seams. If you don't want to play that low E string with your pinky or your 3rd finger, however you play the C over G, just play that C major, right? You can just do that. And that's fine. I put that in there for that extra body, that low E string at the 3rd fret. Whatever you're comfortable with. Now there's one slight embellishment he does, and they do this live. Now you don't have to do it, but I like throwing in these embellishments because if you want to play them, they're there, right? And if not, it's okay. You could leave them out. They accent thinking about all the things that we said. When he says that he goes to this G7 chord. All right, I'm just using the low 3 strings to play that chord. You're going to be an expert on G7 chords by the time I'm done with this lesson, because you're going to play 3 or 4 different G7 type chords. All right, and if you listen, they don't do that in every verse, but in some verses they do it, and you could hear it. So if you're on that C, thinking about all the things that she said. Okay, notice when you went to that we said. All right, so thinking about on that C, and you're doing the hammers, things that you go just for one hit on that G7, and then back, said, you got to get back to that said. So that part's slow if you want to do the embellishment. Your choice whether to leave that G7 in or out, whatever you like. But basically, that's the verses, and there's 3 of them, and they're all the same chordal-wise. Now, if you're having trouble playing some of the bar chords in this song, or bar chords in general, I could really help you with that. So much about effective bar chord playing and changing is that fret hand technique. Tell you what, click on that link in the YouTube description box below. I'll send you a free video lesson and ebook with my killer best bar chord playing and changing technique tips and tricks. It's a killer video lesson. It's extended play. It's not on YouTube, and it'll really get your bar chord playing and changing to the next level. It's packed with exercises, and I'll also pair it with an ebook. I'll send them both to you for free. Just click on that link below. The verse goes right into the pre-chorus. The first pre-chorus, we try to talk it over, but the words come out too rough. Let me play the pre-chorus for you, and then I'll go back and explain it. It'll sound like this. Right back into the next verse, which would be verse 2. So the pre-chorus, and we're going to use that same down, down, up, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up for the bass rhythm. Starts on, I play an E minor 7th chord. We try to talk it over to D minor 7. All right, the only difference is when you see them play it live, they go to a G chord there. You'll see them coming off that pre-chorus. So they'll go to this shape of a G chord and maybe even use the thumb over the top. But to me, that sounds a little empty. Remember, they have lots of instrumentation when they're playing it, so they're not worried about one guitar being a little bit less full because they have so much other instrumentation. So I would rather, instead of playing that, since it's solo acoustic, right? I'm playing the relative minor chord, which is basically the same notes, but with that low E string, it just really fills up that sound. So that's why I'm playing that chord. But I want to be accurate, so let you know they go to that G chord. So E minor 7, we try to talk it D minor 7. Okay, bar with your first finger on that high E and B string. Then you repeat it, E minor 7. Words come out too rough, D minor 7. Now, you're going to do this. Another G7 variation, right? I'm barring with my first finger, and you're going to arpeggiate on that. And so bar at the 3rd fret with your first finger, and then grab with your 3rd finger the G string at the 4th fret, and then you arpeggiate the low E, skip over the A, D, G, B, and E string, G7. When you see him play it live, he does it with his thumb there, like this. So he'll play that note with his thumb, and then he'll grab the rest of the chord like this. All right, if that's more comfortable for you, I like it like this. And you let that ring. And then, I know you were trying, you go back to that C major 9 to C hammer, just like you did in the verses, but you'll only do it one time. Oh, you were trying to give me the best. That part there, again, is your D6th hammer to the D minor 9. Same as in the verses and intro. The best of your love. Just go straight C chord. That down, down, up strum, right? There's a little walk down part. Okay, so what they're implying there is they're kind of implying this G, F, E minor, D minor. For all 4 of these, just do a down, up. So I'm at the 4th fret of the G and the 3rd fret of the high E. I'm skipping the B string, I'm muting it. And slide that down a whole step, so I'm at the 2nd fret of the G, 1st fret of the high E. Down, up again. And the 3rd one, you just hit the top 3 strings. Open, like an E minor chord. Right? And then the last one, you're going to move up. And now we're playing 3rd fret at the D. And open G, 3rd fret at the B. Mute the high E. So it's slow. Right, and you get that nice movement right back into Beautiful Faces in Loud Empty Places. So you got to go right back into a verse again. So that second pre-chorus, which is that same old crowd was like a cold dark cloud, that goes into, at the end of that, you're going to go into your first chorus, which is the oh, 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 sweet darling, you get the best of my love. Now that chorus part is basically the same exact as your verses. Whoa, 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 sweet darling, you get the best of my love. Whoa, 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 sweet darling, get the best of my love. All right, as you know, I can't sing this. It's way too high for me. And that's your chorus. And that chorus goes into a bridge section. And the bridge section is where it goes, oh, I'm going back in time and it's a sweet dream. Let me play you the bridge section and I'll explain it. It'll sound like this. Then you got to go up back on that C major 9 verse 3. Every morning, wake up to worry. Verse 3. Okay, so the bridge section chords, okay, I'm going back in time, right? F minor 7. I'm going back in time and it's a sweet dream. You go to the C major. It was a quiet, you repeat that, quiet night, F minor 7. It would be all right if I could go on. That go on, you're going to play the D minor 9, but I just hit it once, let it ring. Go on, sleeping. That's a G7th bar chord. Verses, and that is going to go into your final pre-chorus, which is, you know we always had each other, baby, I guess it wasn't enough. Same as the ones before, and that goes right into the outro of the song. And the outro of the song played your C to your D minor 7. Oh, whoa, 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 sweet darling, you get the best of my love. So that part, right at the end of the pre-chorus, you know, you do that walk down, and I'll go right into the C chord for the chorus outro. It sounds like this. Whoa, 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 right? Sweet darling, D minor 7, you get the best of my love. Whoa, 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 C. Sweet darling, D minor 7, get the best of my love. Just keeps repeating that. D minor 7, get the best of my love. Does it a lot of times back and forth, and then you can end the song just with one hit, let it ring on your C major chord, and that's it. All right, so let's do a little play along so you can see these parts connected. So we'll take it right from that verse to the beautiful faces part. 2, 3, 4. enjoyed that lesson, have fun with it. Don't forget, subscribe to the channel. That really helps us to keep bringing the content, as well as then you'll be notified when we have new lessons posted. And also click on that link in the YouTube description box below. I'll send you my killer free video lesson and ebook. And thank you so much for watching this video and for your support over the years and years. So appreciated. And remember, your guitar playing is an evolution. So enjoy the journey. Take care, rock on. I'll see you in the next lesson.